Hey, why, good morning, everybody. It's May 22nd, Saturday. It's a beautiful morning here, and we're out here early in the morning. I think it's, I guess it's about 7. I think we were up about 5. We were out here messing around, but we got all our cucumbers, our melons, and our summer squash, and our watermelons, and more cucumbers, and all the good fixings. They're all up. I just brought them down. I brought them down yesterday from the grow room. They're all ready to go. And somebody's ready. Somebody else is ready to go. What are you doing there? Hey, ain't time to lay down, man. Time to do some planting. Yeah, we got all sorts of stuff going on here. Let me grab everything. I got my coffee, I got my torch. I'll give you a little pan around of the area. I started a fire this morning. We got a couple stumps we were burning. I hope everybody's having a good day. I'll tell you, it's a beautiful day in PA today. It's been a scorcher here the week. It has been absolutely beautiful. Nights are, I think, low 50s. Days, I think yesterday, it got up to 82, something like that. It's a scorcher. So, but yeah, I'll come along here today and I'll show you kind of what we got going on, and I want to show you how I do my tomatoes. I did get a bunch of stuff planted in the past 2 days. I've been planting all day, and I've had softball all week. So, but we got things going on here. We got water. We got to this side of the greenhouse here. We're getting all our water in, and we got our water system here. You go spouty spout. I showed you that before, but everything's doing. All lettuce is all up. Spinach is all up. There's spinach here. Lettuce is back in the back there. Our strawberries are doing well. We got 2, I think, on there. There's one right there. There's a bunch of them forming back there. So here in the next couple days here, we should have, there's about 5 of them back in the back. But yeah, our spinach in here is doing great. Our lettuce, and that's just like I said, I did replant another succession of lettuce in between, so it's all going to be packed there with a different kind of lettuce. Our tomatoes are doing good. They need to be in the ground. I mean, we sold a lot, but we got spots for every one of them. Yep, they're being freeloaders. They need to be in the ground. They need to start making money. No, but yeah, the peppers are doing great. But yeah, we got all our radishes are all coming up. Ouch. See, there's that dang fan. It gets me every dang time. Hits me. But yeah, the garden's doing real well. That's all peppers. I think there's 48 peppers. Let's go along. And our potatoes, I don't know about them. I think we're gonna have to replant. But they're all doing good. I'm gonna put you down here. Too Tall Jones. Yeah, there's a peppercini. There's, I think down at the other end there. I think we start out with, I think Cali Wonders, and then it goes to 8 of the Thunderbolts. Then we got our Big Dippers. Yeah, our Big Dippers come all the way down to here. We got a whole bunch of them in there. Like I said, a row of pepperoncinis. That's peppercini. The next one down are sweet bananas. I think it's sweet bananas the rest of the way down. So, but we got enough spots for, I think, 4 more down at the bottom. Yeah. My knees are killing me. I played ball yesterday. Not good. We got shellacked. But oh well, it's still fun just playing. But yeah, I kind of been taking care of this. Our beets are coming up. I mean, they were getting ravaged by the slugs, and I picked a lot of these out of there. That is I just had a name of it. I tell you, and I'm not affiliated with it at all, but I downloaded an app. Picture This. It's not free. I think you can try it for 7 days, and then you have to pay for it from there, but you can cancel after 7 days. But it would be, you would take your cell phone and you would just come down and say this is what you were taking a picture of, and you would get it in there and focus it in. As all you got to do is, and it will tell you exactly what the plant is. It's so cool. So you can pick out weeds from your beets. So if I took a picture of some of these beets down here, I mean, it comes up and tells you exactly what's going on with them. It tells you if there's browning of leaves on there. It's a pretty neat app. So if you're curious about it, it's Picture This. It's a go in there and check it out. It's pretty cool, I think. Like I said, I'm not any way affiliated with them at all, but I think it's a pretty cool app to try out. I'm trying her out for the 7 days, and then I think I'm gonna get rid of it. But it's pretty neat because you can go through and you can pick out, it tells you what it is, what's in the ground. It's really innovative. It's really cool. But our spinach is doing good. Everything's doing pretty good here. Our carrots still haven't come up yet. I don't know what's going on with them. Like I said, I always have late. I think my soil's a little too hard, I think. But we'll give them a go, and we'll leave them be. We're gonna put another succession of peas in here. They're not coming up. They're all coming up, but I mean they're all that green is all peas. They're coming up, but I mean there's a couple weeds in there where I gotta pick out of there. But there's a bunch that we planted there the other day, which they're coming up. Like I said, I can succession plant them, so that won't be, hey, Mr. Sun, he's peeking through. Sweet. So, but yeah, it's after the watering is done in here in the greenhouse, I will start watering outside here. But I guess while we're going, we got all our potatoes or tomatoes and our porch tomatoes, and they're all going good. We got a couple of them sold. This is cabbage. Yeah. That will be going, I believe, where our potatoes. We're going to give our potatoes another week. If they don't come up, they'll be going in that row right there by, I don't remember what I called that guy, Bill, Bob, Ralph maybe. But yeah, they'll be going in that row right there beside all the peppers. I guess I'm going to give them potatoes another week. If they don't start coming up, we're going to call our losses. So, but yeah, like I said, I planted the peppers. I got all of them in there. And that is all Roma tomatoes. And you might think, well, sir, that's a lot of Roma tomatoes for a 4x8 bed. But I don't go by the seed pack. I just don't. I think like the seed packs, I think they're generated for big production farming. I guess it's still, I think they're not, but I think the concept behind it is like, like your spacing. The spacing is, it's way too far apart for you know what I mean, for what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's more of, I think it's more for like if you have a tractor, you're planting a field, and you know what I mean, then your spacing is going to be, I mean, certain plants they do need, I mean, you can't put a zucchini or a squash plant, you can't plant them 12 inches apart and expect a whole lot a whole lot. They're going to fight each other. So I mean, there's certain plants where you got to plant, but I can pack these. If they're, and these ain't going to be, these are not going to be trellised. They'll just be staked, but these are determinate, so they're not gonna get real big. They're probably only gonna get, you know, maybe 4 feet, you know. And if we all know, I think I said it before about determinate plants. There's determinate and indeterminate. Determinate grow to a determined size, they put out a determined amount of fruit, and then they pass away. That's it. I don't care how much love you give them. They just, that's it. That's just their genetics. And an indeterminate tomato is a tomato that keeps growing and growing and growing on it's a vine. They're all vines, but it keeps growing until it dies, or the frost gets it, or something eats it, but it just keeps going. So them were all determinate Roma tomatoes. Now this bed here, which I have the same exact grid pattern as I do over there, which would be 8 on each side, 8 tomatoes on each side, but these are our Brandywines. And I guess I want to point out that too. Now you can see the difference here in these leaves. Now this is a mortgage lifter, and now you know what I mean, you got your pointy, or you know what I mean, it's got a nice point on the end. And now this Brandywine tomato is what they call a potato leaf tomato. Now if you feel me, now if you're getting a good look at that one, now look at how that one has no ridges on the side. It's almost like a potato leaf. Now look over here. Hope I ain't goofy up there. Hope I'm getting the shot. Sorry. Trying to get in there and trying to see too. But if you can see this potato leaf here, that's a potato leaf. Kind of looks like the same. Kind of has the same shape. So that's why they call the Brandywine leaf, it's a potato leaf tomato. I got that, say that about 20 times quick. But yeah, we have all those planted in there like that. Like I said, all my tomatoes in my 4 foot by 8 foot raised beds, I always plant 16 tomatoes. I just, you know what I mean, I trellis them up. And now these ones, I didn't build the trellis for this yet, but these ones will be trellised. And then if you see down at the end there, I got my buddy, there's some basil there, and I did that at each end here, and there's some purple basil there. And now I'll leave them grow, and they won't be bothered. They'll grow right underneath them tomatoes. So, but if you want to give me a second here, I'll get everything over on this side, and we'll get some of these tomatoes over here planted. So give me a second. All right, we're back here. We got a little setup here. We got a Rucker tomato, and we're gonna get planting. I want to go through a couple things before we do it. Now there we got our regular old tomato, and we got our seed leaves, and I went through this before. And then we got our shade leaf, and then we got in the crotch here is our sucker. And then we got another shade leaf up here. And then in this little crotch here, this little dinky leaf is another sucker. So if we were, I mean, let's just, for example, if this was a growing plant and it was in the ground, and I've had people ask before, and I know I think this is the second time that I explained it, but no big deal. You know what I mean? But if you were to go in and clear your sucker out, which they would grow, you know, much bigger, it would just branch out there. But if you were to get that out of there, you just go in there and flip that. Whoops. And it's just a little dinky, but that's how you would cut a sucker out of there. And then now that would just keep, now the energy would instead of the energy, some of the energy going from the stem to the producing the sucker, now it's just going to stay in the stem, and it's going to, the energy will be concentrated to the top for it to grow up. So, but to get ready for this to be planted, I would take these 2 bottom leaves off with the little sucker that's on them, and I would take that one off, and then I leave that about that much on there, and then we'll bend you down here and take you into the hole. Hey, Mr. Boy. Mr. Boy. Hello. Must be ignoring us. He's mad at me because I won't play ball with him anymore. So here we went along, and if you give me 1 second. And now, if you can see the hole here, I went along and I did this. I set out all my tomato plants. I guess I could just show you, huh? Like they're all sitting there. They're all ready to be in their individual hole, and each has their own dirt spot for right now. Some of the you got to get rid of. But I just went along, and where I needed a hole, I just took my handy dandy torch and burn a little hole, burnt where I needed, and that's, you know, now the edges are nice and crispy. It ain't gonna blow around in the wind once I get soil and everything in there. But you know, that's how I pre-lay everything out, get my holes all ready to go, and then I'll go over here and we'll set you back up on the hole. Now here's my hole. And this is what I do. I have this little tool here. You just plug it in the ground, and it's perfect for my sets. Now you want to go, I'm going a little deeper here because they're tomatoes, because we want to plant them a little deeper. And then I'll run around, smash the sides down so all your dirt doesn't come out, and I'll pull that plug, and then I got the inside of that there is full of dirt, and then I set that off to the side, and we take our tomato plant, pull our marker out, squeeze a little bit on the sides, give her a tap, comes right out. Now look, it's getting a little, the roots are getting a little bound up, but they're not nearly enough. So they're not nearly, I mean, they're not root bound at all. So I'll lay that one there, and then I'll fertilize my hole. About a teaspoon of just regular old, what is it? Vegetable tomato food. And then I'll take about a teaspoon of blood meal, about a teaspoon or a little bit of bone meal. I'm sorry, the first one was bone meal, that one's blood meal. Then I'll take my poker and I'll go down and mix that in, because you don't want your roots sitting right on that fertilizer. But I'll mix the bottom of that hole. I'll get that nice and mixed up with the natural soil that's in there. And if you remember, I really took care of these raised beds. We really fertilized them and put decent soil in there, a month ago. We've been taking care of these babies. So, but now it's time, and then we'll just take our tomato plug, and that fits right down in that hole. And then we're up to the soil levels about, I'd say about right there. So right about a half inch below this little shade leaf. And now we already got that pre-cut, and then I have some pre-made top dress soil, which I pre-made that before, and I added, I think I have topsoil, I have some compost. What else? There's fertilizer in it. It's good soil. It's good for your raised bed. And now we'll make a little home for that. There's that. Clean our stake off and we'll move on to the next. It's just as simple as that. I'm coming in, and this one's set up about the same. You see, you got your. I'll clip the seed leaves off. I'll clip that one off, and then it looks pretty much the same thing as the other one. Tomatoes grow pretty much seed leaf or shade leaf, and then they go. And then if they're bigger, they go into a tomato set or a flower set. And then the stalk goes to another shade leaf. And under every shade leaf, you can get a sucker. At every crotch, it's always possible to get a sucker. So, but we'll get into the future videos of how to prune. So, I'll empty my little tool. And I'll just put that soil right back into my dirt bucket, and I'll just mix that in and break it up a little bit, and it'll be fine. I'll take the rocks out of it. There's some of these rock. Like I said, this tool works real well. You can twist it around to get your kind of a taper at the top that fills your little tool with soil. And like I said, rinse and repeat. Tablespoon of fertilizer, bone meal, and that don't smell very well at all. It stinks, so don't suck in the dust. Our blood meal, mix her in. Oops. Take our stake out. Give a little pressure, a little bounce, pops right out of there. And I'll press that sucker down right in there. And then you can move it around, and you know, like I said before, tomato plants they're pretty resilient. I mean, as long as you keep them watered and, you know what I mean, fertilized every 3 weeks or so, you should have no problem growing tomatoes at all. Oopsie. I just dumped my little bucket. I'll go in there right around and make a nice little hut for it. Geez, that's a funny sounding cement truck, isn't it? Sounds like a jet cement truck. I'll go one more handful on that side. We'll be about a 1/2 inch underneath our shade leaf, and we'll very carefully go in there. There's a little snag, you know. We'll leave that sucker right there for now. And we'll do one more here, and then we'll go to. I'll show you something else here. See if we can't get you. And then once I get the whole bed done, let's do our clipping. It's always a good idea to have nice sharp scissors. These ones got real little tip on them. Pretty nice. They're nice and sharp. So yeah, kind of looks kind of the same. Go up about that high. I mean, you can, yeah, that's about as deep as you want to go. I mean, you can go deeper. You can angle your hole and lay your root ball down in, you know, in the hole, and have your plant come up at like a J. I mean, as long as you don't break the stalk. Clean out my plug tool. Get the rock out of the way. You can see some of the alfalfa pellets they're still there. but they'll eventually break down and they'll just go right into the soil, and it'll be beautiful soil. And then them alfalfa pellets will add a bit of nitrogen. There we are. Teaspoon fertilizer, blood meal, bone meal, blood meal. Don't breathe the dust because it stinks. Bad. And now there's a nice bottom of the hole, but we don't want that rock. Yep, we got our tomato all trimmed down. Stake that one. A little squeeze, a little tappy tap. See, now that one's getting a little root bound in there in the bottom there, so I'll squeeze that just a little bit, just to kind of tease the roots out a little bit, because yeah, see how they're starting to wrap. If you can see that, they're looks like they're right around the rim. It's coming out right here. So, but yep, them ones are getting a little root bound, and it's time. So, time for you to go in the ground. And go right around again, about a ½ inch underneath that, our shade leaf there, our last shade leaf. Throw that in there. Three Rutgers. I got this here's Rutgers. I think there's Rutgers over there and them blue ones, but then on this side I think we have our what do we have? Our Cherokee purples are all down there. So, but that's pretty much the same exact thing. Sun's starting to come out pretty good now. But yeah, and there's my bucket of dirt. And like I said, it's got some chunks there. There's a lot of, from planting them tomatoes over on the other side there. They were so I'll have to go in there and put a little bit more good soil in there. I think I have another wheelbarrow load underneath that tarp right there. So, whew. Ooh, knees are tough getting up sometimes. But yeah, that's how I do did my peppers. The same exact thing. Like I said, this little tool here, it's pretty nice. This little plug tool, and if you push it in, it kind of opens up at the bottom and dumps your dirt right out. Got little teeth on the bottom. I like it. Very handy tool. I've been planting with this thing for years. I like that. So, but yeah, let's show you what we got over here. And I know I just keep showing you these different gardens and dirt, but there's nothing planted in them yet. But this is next on planting after I get all the tomatoes in. This will be our corn. I just got stuff piled in there because I mowed the grass and I had to get it out of the way the other day. But that'll be our corn patch. But that's right after tomato planting, where our corn will be going in, and we're going to start that all from seed. Oh yeah, let's go back over here. We had some work done over here the other day with an excavator. If you remember this, where is it? Oh, right by my big head's in the way. That dirt mound there was a big old stump that fell on the garage about 3 years ago. That would be right above my head. I fixed her. It's fixed. I just got to put some shingles on her. We had the excavator, we pulled that baby out. That was an old stump. This tree was probably about 75 years old. It's the same as this. That pine tree there, that one, we had to top that, or it was coming down too. We have to take that. We have to take part of that too. We have to take that down. Not the whole tree, but we have to take part of the limb down. But yeah, this tree, this was a, excuse me, that was a big dog. But we got her pulled out of there, excavator. Old Benny Harlan, good man. He also prepped up our watering hole. I asked if he could dig a hole for our watering, so he did a great job there. That's probably about 4 feet deep. Yeah, probably about 4 by 4, you know, wide. It comes in the creek, but that's where you get all the water that's come out of the pump. She's running. But I got to build a little house, a little pump house for that, so it doesn't suck up all that dirt. That real silty dirt, that'll really kill your pump. It's so nice out here. The birds are just tweeting, and there's all sorts of life going on. It's pretty cool. I dig it. I dig the farmer lifestyle. Got all sorts of frogs jumping in the pond, or our little. And that thing is that little pond right there is just loaded with little minnows and frogs and tadpoles, and we gotta get our bridge set back up. Yeah, we got that all dug out of there, and no more flooding of the yard. Hello everybody, hello. No. But yeah, we got that all dug out of there. It's nice. And I think once this little part dries up right here, I think we might turn that into, I don't know, some kind of garden. We'll plant something in there. As long as we can keep those weed seeds out of there. But yeah, that's all. I can till all that. Once it dries out, it's probably still pretty mucky, I'd imagine. Oh, now it's getting there. The other day when I walked on here, I was sinking up to my knees. But yeah, once that all dries out, move some of the junk out of here, and there's some of the rocks. Woo! Almost hit the deck. But yeah, he did a great job. He really did. He helped me out. Took that stump right out of there. I got that all leveled out. I have to de-rock it, and we're gonna plant some grass. Now I'll go down here and show you a little bit more of the future. And we're at 33 minutes again. Whew, Swamp Donkey Gardens. But this here, I guess we can back up a little bit. There's been a hole here since it's kind of a sinkhole, I guess, or like I said, it was associated with the creek over there flooding into the yard. Well, it was doing it for years, but we filled this hole in, and then from this pole and the width of the hole, like from there to here, but we're gonna go, which way are we going here? Nope. Oh yeah, we were right. So here I'm gonna till this all up, till it till we get to this bush right down here. But then we're gonna make that into a melon patch, or squash, or just something so we can spread it out and it's not enclosed in. So, but yeah, from here to just about there, we'll have a big old melon patch. So yeah, the sun's really popping out now. We'll get you the sun. Now, no, but I'm just kind of wrapping this up. Like I said, we did get our peppers in, and I did my peppers pretty much the exact same way, which like I said, bone meal, blood meal, fertilizer, water. And I did, I'll show you another thing. Woo, spin around, man. Which I got the other day. And I believe in, it works well, and it works especially for, we got some fish fertilizer. And it's great for watering. I mean, you can, like, so I'll give all my plants, my tomatoes, my peppers, you know, anything it's nitrogen rich. So you know what I mean. So when I water, I'll mix that in the watering can, and when I go around, and I'll give everybody a drink of fish. So, but yeah. Oh, we got, you know, there's another thing I want to show you guys. All our hot peppers are all up. So we have really not a whole lot of stuff up in the grow room. Let's go around here. But them ones are our hot fish peppers. They're doing real well. They were just dinky the other day. I mean, they're up out of the cup. They're almost on their third leaf set. So they're ready to go. We got a lot of spots for those. Pepperoncinis, they're ready. Then our hot wax peppers, Hungarian hot wax, which I know a lot of people were requesting those, so I kind of can't wait to get them in the ground there. But they have to be a little bit hardened off. Yet they haven't been out, so we'll give them probably another week, and then we'll get them in the ground. So, all right. With that said, here from Swamp Donkey Gardens, I got to get to work before the sun gets too blazing. And I guess another tip with planting, you don't want to plant in the middle of the day, like, you know, noontime when it's in the hottest part of the day. It stresses your plants out a little bit. So I usually plant either in the morning or, you know, an hour before dark, or, you know, 2 hours. Yeah, maybe about 2 hours before dark, you'd be safe. You just to not stress your plants out, you know. So just, you don't want them under the blazing sun being stressed, and then, you know, have to deal with the blazing sun. But they like the sun, and yeah. So with that, from Swamp Donkey Ranch here. No, not Swamp Donkey Ranch. You don't have no ranch. I got no horses. No. But yeah, Swamp Donkey Gardens here. I'm gonna get back to planting. Get the rest of my tomatoes planted, and get that one going. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with this bed yet, but oh yeah, I guess we could go. Look at how these babies came back. The potatoes. I remember they got frosted. Not a problem. Kept right on going. Like I said, like a Timex watch, keeps on ticking and takes a licking. Kind of went that. Doesn't go that way, but all right. Enough said. I took up enough time. Don't be afraid to hit the like button. You can hit the bell there, so you know when I pump out some more videos. And I'm gonna try to keep going on a little bit more videos. You know, maybe 2 a week. Once things start growing here, you know what I mean, we can go and keep up with everything. So, all right. So with that said, from Swamp Donkey Gardens, have a great day.